Chapter 1. The Moon's Second Smile. How your ancestors whispered stars into their bones. There's a quiet panic, isn't there? Lying awake in the velvet dark, feeling the precious minutes drain away. You count them like lost coins. You know what tomorrow demands, the sharp focus, the patient smile, the steady hand. Yet sleep feels like a rumor passed between strangers. What if I told you the deepest sleep isn't found but remembered? That woven into the very fabric of your ancient animal self lies a pathway paved with starlight and breath. A trick so simple, so profound, your ancestors knew it as instinctively as the swallow knows the south wind. They didn't fight the dark, they danced with it. And the key. The key wasn't a pill or a mantra, but a silent conversation with the moon inside your own skull. Ignore this whisper, and the fatigue deepens. A slow erosion. But lean in now, and feel how effortlessly the universe cradles those who know its oldest lullaby. Close your eyes, not to force sleep, but to soften the gaze within. Imagine, not your bedroom ceiling, but a vast, velvety expanse, the deep, safe dark of a primordial cave. Feel the cool, still air against your skin. It's not empty here. It's alive with quiet. Your breath, that faithful tide, comes and goes, in and out. But here's the secret your weary modern mind has forgotten. Your breath has a shape in the darkness. Not just a rhythm, but a texture, a weight, a luminous trail. See it, just for a moment. Not with straining eyes, but with the gentle perception of letting go. Imagine each slow, deliberate inhalation, not just filling your lungs, but drawing in threads of cool, liquid silver. It flows down, not just to your chest, but deeper, pooling like quicksilver in the very basin of your pelvis, that forgotten reservoir of stillness. Feel the cool weight gathering there, a small moon forming in your depths. Hold it, not with tension, but with a soft awareness, like cradling a fragile, luminous egg. Now, the exhalation. This is where the magic truly sleeps. As you release the breath, imagine that cool silver light rising, not rushing, not forcing, but blooming upwards, slow as sap rising in a moonlit tree. It travels up through the core of you, past the quiet furnace of your belly, past the steady drum of your heart, up the gentle column of your throat, and finally, spilling out like a sigh of starlight across the landscape of your mind. It washes over the jagged thoughts, the replaying conversations, the anxious lists. It doesn't erase them, it simply gentles them, coats them in cool silver, softening their sharp edges, turning worry into mere wisps of cloud passing over a calm, moonlit sea. This is the moon's second smile. The first smile is the one we see hanging in the sky, a beacon. The second smile is the echo it casts within. It's the ancient rhythm of draw and release. Fill the basin. Let the light rise. It's the rhythm of the tides governed by that distant orb. It's the rhythm your great-great-grandmother knew as she lay on her pallet, listening to the night insects, feeling the earth's slow exhalation beneath her. She didn't think her way into sleep. She breathed the moonlight in and let her worries rise and dissolve on the silvered tide of her outbreath. Feel it now, the cool gathering, the gentle luminous rising. Each cycle isn't just moving air, it's sculpting silence. It's painting the inside of your skull with tranquility. Notice how the chatter, the relentless inner radio, begins to lose its signal. Static replaces words. The sharp images blur into softer shades of gray. It's not that thoughts stop. They simply lose their urgency, their sting. They become like fish seen dimly through deep, still water, present but distant, harmless. The silver light rising from your core washes over them, and they drift, drift. This is the forgotten door, not striving, not forcing stillness, but aligning with a rhythm older than cities, older than clocks, older than worry itself. It's the rhythm embedded in your bones, whispered down through millennia in the quiet breaths of those who knew the night not as an enemy, but as a sanctuary. They understood the body isn't a machine to be switched off, but a landscape to be soothed, a vessel to be filled with the quiet dark. Without this, we walk through our days armored in fatigue. Our emotions feel raw, jagged. Patience wears thin as old paper. Joy feels fleeting, hard to grasp. We mistake the fog of exhaustion for the substance of our lives. We build cages of busyness to distract from the deep, unspoken ache of being perpetually unrested. We become strangers to our own calm. But here, in this breath, in this simple act of drawing in the cool dark and letting the inner light rise, we remember. We remember we are creatures of the earth and the sky, governed by ancient, gentle laws. We remember that peace isn't something to be chased, but a state to be breathed into being. Feel the silver pool deep within you. Feel it rise now, slow and inevitable, like the moon herself ascending. Let it spill over the shores of your busy mind. Let it dissolve the sharp rocks of today's worries. Your eyelids, feel them now, not heavy with lead, but soft. Soft as petals touched by dew. That softness is the moonlight within. That softness is the second smile, blooming on the face of your own soul. Let it spread down your cheeks, relaxing the tiny muscles around your eyes, softening your jaw, your tongue resting gently, your shoulders melting like snow under a warm moon, the cool silver light rising, rising, washing everything clean, quiet, still. Just breathe the moonlight in and let your soul rise on the silver tide, out into the waiting stars. And as that inner moonlight dissolves the sharp edges of the world, leaving only softness and drift, something else stirs in the quiet depths. A presence, ancient and watchful, often mistaken for silence. But it's far more profound. It's the keeper of a rhythm even deeper than breath. Chapter 2. The Forgotten Door in Your Breath. Meeting the guardian of lost rhythms. You know that feeling. Just as you're about to slip over the edge into sleep, and a sudden jolt runs through you, like missing a step in the dark. Your heart leaps, startled awake. We curse it, this hypnic jerk, this thief of the threshold. But what if it's not a glitch? What if it's the frantic knock of a forgotten guardian? A sentry deep within your nervous system, pounding on a door crusted shut by centuries of hurry, screaming, "Wait, you've forgotten the rhythm. You can't cross yet." Ignore this guardian, and the door remains barred. Sleep, a fragile thing, easily shattered. But learn its language, the language hidden between your breaths, and feel how the deepest calm isn't silence, but a profound, resonant hum that has cradled life since the first heartbeat stirred in the primordial sea. Let the softness from the moonlight breathing linger, that feeling of cool, silver light gently rising and falling within you. Now, sink your awareness deeper than the breath itself, not to the air moving, but to the quiet space, the still point, just after the out-breath finishes and just before the in-breath begins. It's a tiny harbor, a pause so brief most of us rush through it, unaware, like skipping a sacred step on a staircase. Find that harbor now, the moment the silver light has fully risen and spilled out, and everything just hangs there in that suspension. That's where it lives, not a thought, not a feeling, but a presence, the guardian of the rhythm. Imagine it, not as a fierce warrior, but as a vast, ancient, impossibly patient creature. A leviathan resting in the abyss of your being. A whale moving through the midnight ocean of your nervous system. Its skin is the deep, resonant dark of the universe before stars. Its heartbeat, slow, so slow, is the foundational drum of existence itself. Boom, long pause. Boom, long pause. This is your true pulse, far beneath the frantic tapping of your daytime heart. Your hurried life, the constant stream of thoughts, the buzzing screens, the unrelenting pressure. It's like throwing pebbles into a still pond. Ripples everywhere. Disturbance. The guardian sinks deeper, its rhythm muffled, hard to hear. The door between waking and sleeping gets rusty, stiff. That sudden jolt? That's the guardian, sensing your approach to the threshold while your system is still churning with the day's ripples. It slams the door shut for your own safety. The waters are too rough. You'll drown in dreams. Find the calm depth first. The key isn't to fight the jolt. It's to listen for the guardian's song. It's found in that harbor, the pause after the out-breath. Extend it. Gently. Effortlessly. Don't strain. Just rest. In the stillness after the breath leaves. Like a leaf settling onto a perfectly still pond. Feel the vast, quiet presence beneath you. Listen for that deep, slow boom, resonating in your bones, in the marrow, in the fluid around your spine. It's the rhythm of tectonic plates shifting, the rhythm of redwood trees growing, the rhythm of galaxies turning. Your rhythm. As you rest in that pause, imagine your awareness sinking down, down through the layers of noise and worry, like a smooth stone sinking through murky water, down towards that immense, calm presence. Feel the water clear. Feel the temperature drop to a profound, peaceful cool. Feel the pressure of the depths. Not crushing, but embracing, holding you. Secure. You are sinking towards the guardian, towards the true center. And then, only when you feel that deep resonance vibrating within you, that profound sense of being held in the abyss, does the in-breath naturally, effortlessly begin again, like a bubble rising from the depths, not gasped, not snatched, but drawn in by the gentle suction of the universe itself. The guardian approves. The rhythm is recognized. The waters are calm. The door, that heavy, ancient door between the worlds, begins to swing open, silently, smoothly, on hinges oiled by eons of trust. Feel it now. The out-breath, releasing the silver light. And then, the harbor, the pause, resting there, sinking, listening. Boom. Feel it in your spine, in your hips. Sinking deeper. The cool, dark embrace. The resonance filling you. And then, the soft, inevitable drawing in of the new breath. Pure, untainted, drawn from the source. This is the forgotten door. Not forced relaxation, but resonant alignment. Meeting the guardian in the pause. Without this deep anchoring, sleep is merely a shallow docking. We bob on the surface, easily rocked by the slightest wave of thought or sound. We wake feeling like we never truly left. The emotional armor we lack is resilience. The deep, unshakable calm that comes from knowing you are held by a rhythm vaster than any storm. The peace gained is oceanic, a depth of rest that repairs not just the body, but the frayed edges of the soul. So tonight, don't just breathe to sleep. Breathe to find the harbor. Breathe to sink towards the guardian. Listen for the boom. In the pause, feel the door, heavy and ancient, begin to yield. It opens not onto unconsciousness, but onto the vast, quiet cathedral within. where the true rhythm of your being echoes the heartbeat of the stars. Rest in the pause. Sink. Listen. Feel the door. Begin. To. Open. Unsilent. Timeless. Hinges. Into the deep. Resonant. Dark, where the guardian watches and welcomes you home. As that vast resonant calm cradles you and the door to the depths swings wide, a new awareness dawns, not of effort, but of effortless release. It feels like something precious, something you've clutched tightly for years without knowing, is finally ready to let go. Chapter 3. The Weightless Stone. Why your deepest sleep hinges on surrendering. What you never knew you held. Imagine holding a stone, smooth, cool, fitting perfectly in your palm. You've held it so long its weight feels like part of your hand. You carry it everywhere, through conversations, while working, even now, lying in the dark. You barely notice it anymore. It's just there. But what if this stone isn't inert? What if it's a tiny, dense knot of every unresolved moment, every swallowed word, every flicker of judgment, against others, yes, but far more poisonously, against yourself? This stone is the silent tax collector of your inner world, demanding payment in restless energy, in shallow breaths, in the frustrating chasm between exhaustion and true sleep. Cling to it, and the depths remain out of reach. But discover the almost imperceptible moment when your fingers naturally loosen. Feel that subtle, seismic shift, and understand why the deepest slumber feels not like falling, but like floating on an ocean of impossible lightness. Let the resonance from meeting the guardian linger, that deep, slow boom, vibrating through your being, connecting you to the abyss. Feel held, feel safe in the profound dark. Now, bring your awareness softly like a feather landing to your hands, resting by your sides or perhaps gently on your belly. Feel the palms, the subtle warmth, the slight pressure where skin meets skin or fabric. Now, imagine that stone, that smooth, cool, heavy stone you've carried unknowingly. It rests in the center of each palm. Feel its familiar weight, solid, real. It's not just a metaphor for stress. It's the physical embodiment of 1,000 tiny tensions held in the muscles, 1,000 micro-judgments held in the mind. The tension in your jaw, a fragment of the stone, the furrow between your brows, another shard, the slight hunch in your shoulders as you braced against the day. More weight added. You carry the accumulated grit of your unresolved life. But here, in this resonant dark, held by the ancient rhythm, something shifts. The stone feels different. Not lighter yet, but separate. You become aware that you are holding it, that it is not you. It's something you've been carrying, and carrying requires effort. Tiny, constant, unnoticed effort. Muscles engaged, mind subtly braced. Feel that effort now, the subtle clenching in the palm, the slight tension running up the forearm. It's so small, so habitual, but it's there, draining you, drip by drip, even now as you seek rest. This is the hidden tax. Now, the magic. Don't try to drop the stone. Trying is more effort, more clenching. Instead, listen to the deep resonance of the guardian below you. Boom. Feel how that vibration moves through the bedrock of your being. It whispers to the stone. It whispers to the muscles holding it. It whispers a single word, not in sound, but in pure, resonant feeling. Release. Not a command, an invitation, an observation of what's already true. The stone doesn't belong to you. It never did. It's just accumulated dust. Feel the vibration soften the muscles in your palm. not by force, but by resonance, like a taut string touched by a tuning fork, humming into softness. Feel the subtle, inevitable loosening of your grip. The fingers, they just relax, millimeter by millimeter. They don't fling the stone away. They simply cease to hold it. Imagine the stone, no longer clutched, but simply resting on your open palm. The weight is still there, but the effort of holding it is gone. Feel the difference? That slight melting up the arm? That softening in the shoulder? That's energy returning. Energy that was wasted on carrying a burden you mistook for part of yourself. Now, imagine the stone beginning to dissolve. Not vanish, but soften, warm, becoming less dense, like ice melting under a gentle moon. It becomes a pool of cool, clear water in your palm. Heavy still, but fluid now, malleable. And then, feel your palms soften further, becoming porous, like warm sand. The cool water simply seeps in, not forced, not absorbed aggressively. It just sinks down into the welcoming earth of your body, drawn by gravity and the deep hum of the guardian below. It trickles down through your arms, your torso, your legs, down, down into the resonant abyss. Given back, released. No longer a burden, but simply water returning to the source. This is the surrender, not of giving up, but of giving back, releasing the invisible stones of self-judgment, of accumulated tension, of the futile effort of holding yourself together. You are held by the bed, by the air, by the resonant hum of the guardian, by the universe itself. The effort was always an illusion. Feel the lightness now, not just in your hands, but throughout. Like a gentle internal sigh, the jaw softens completely. The space between the eyebrows smooths like still water. The shoulders melt back into the support beneath them. The breath, oh, the breath flows like a deep, unimpeded river. This is the state where sleep isn't something you do, but something that envelops you. The stones are gone. The door is open. The waters are calm and deep. Without this surrender, we sleep armored. We rest atop the bed, not within it. We wake with the ghost of the stone still imprinted on our palms, our shoulders aching from the phantom weight. We mistake the exhaustion of carrying for the fatigue of living. The peace gained is profound relief, the unburdening of a weight you never needed to bear. It's the peace of the leaf finally releasing its grip on the autumn branch, trusting the air to carry it gently down. So tonight, feel the stones. Acknowledge their familiar, heavy presence. Then resonate with the deep hum and feel your grip effortlessly loosen. Let the weight soften, seep down into the welcoming earth within. Feel the lightness bloom from your palms, spreading like warm light through your veins. You are not dropping anything essential. You are shedding what was never yours. You are becoming weightless, held, open, ready to be cradled by the soft, boundless, dark, dissolving into the effortless float of true surrender. And as that weightlessness spreads, dissolving the last invisible burdens, a profound quiet emerges. Not just an absence of sound, but a fertile emptiness. Within this quiet, something extraordinary begins to stir, not a thought, not a dream, but a presence both deeply familiar and utterly mysterious. Chapter 4. The Stranger Who Shares Your Skin. The nightly ritual of befriending your shadow self. You lie there, finally quiet, finally still, and then it emerges. Not a dream, not quite a thought, a feeling, a vague unease, a half-formed worry about tomorrow, a replay of an awkward moment from years ago, a shapeless dread. We call it racing thoughts. Push it away. Fight it like an intruder in the sacred space of our rest. But what if this intruder isn't an enemy? What if it's the most misunderstood part of you? Finally finding the quiet to approach. A shadow self, bearing gifts wrapped in sandpaper, waiting patiently in the dark antechamber of sleep, whispering, "See me, just see me. I don't need fixing. I just need acknowledgement." Exile this stranger, and it pounds louder on the door of your mind. But invite it in, not to dominate, but simply to sit by the fire of your awareness, and watch how the frantic energy dissolves, replaced by a profound, accepting calm that is the true birthplace of restorative sleep. Feel the weightlessness now, the deep sense of being unburdened, held by the resonant dark. The body is quiet. The breath is a slow river. This is when the space opens, the internal noise floor drops, and in that quiet, they come. Not monsters, not demons, just fragments. The echo of your boss's curt tone, the worry about a bill unpaid, the remembered sting of rejection, the vague anxiety about the future, formless as mist. They don't arrive with fanfare. They seep in like smoke under a door. Our instinct is to slam that door shut, to tense up, to argue, "Go away, it's sleep time." We wrestle. We count sheep to drown them out. We get frustrated. This struggle, this is what truly keeps us awake. It's like trying to smooth choppy water by slapping it. It only creates more disturbance. The stranger, this collection of worries, regrets, fears, isn't attacking. It's knocking. It's been waiting all day, pushed down, ignored, dismissed. Now in the quiet, it dares to approach the threshold of your awareness. Instead of slamming the door, imagine opening it. Just a crack, softly, without fear. Not to let it storm in and take over, but simply to see who's there. Imagine the stranger not as a terrifying figure, but as a part of yourself you rarely meet in the bright glare of day. Tired, perhaps a little ragged, carrying bundles, but not of malice. Bundles of experiences you haven't fully felt, words you haven't spoken, fears you haven't acknowledged. Its language isn't words. It's these flickering images, these tight sensations in your chest or gut, these half-formed thoughts. Take one, just one. That flicker of worry about tomorrow's meeting. Don't engage with the content. Don't plan your speech or argue its importance. Simply acknowledge its presence, like noticing a small anxious animal has crept into the room. Softly, in your mind, say, "Ah, there you are. Worry about the meeting." Just name it, gently, without judgment, without trying to shoo it away. See it, just see it. Now imagine offering it a space, not the center of the room, not your bed, but perhaps a small, quiet corner near the imaginary hearth within you, a stool to sit on. No need to converse, no need to analyze. Simply allow it to be there, in your awareness. Acknowledge, you exist. I see you. You can sit here, for now. Feel what happens. The frantic energy around that worry, it doesn't necessarily vanish, but it changes. It loses its sharp, jagged edge. It becomes softer, heavier perhaps, but less agitated. Like the animal that stops pacing and just curls up, watched, but not threatened. The struggle ceases. The energy you were wasting on fighting it is released. Do this with the next fragment, the remembered awkwardness. Ah, memory of embarrassment. There you are. Offer it a space, acknowledge its existence. You can sit here too. See it settle. Feel the slight easing in your chest. This isn't about solving problems. It's about ending the civil war within. The stranger isn't seeking solutions tonight. It's seeking sanctuary, a moment of being seen without judgment in the quiet dark. It carries the parts of you that the bright, busy, performing self couldn't accommodate today. The disappointments, the vulnerabilities, the unspoken no's, the hidden fears. By acknowledging these fragments, these shadowy visitors, you are not feeding them. You are integrating them. You are saying to your whole self, all of you is welcome here. Even the parts that feel awkward, worried, or afraid. This is radical self-acceptance in the deepest hour. It's befriending the stranger who shares your skin. Without this, we fracture. We exhaust ourselves fighting our own internal exiles. Sleep becomes a battleground. The emotional armor we lack is self-compassion. We armor ourselves against ourselves. The peace gained is wholeness, a deep inner ceasefire. The frantic energy of resistance dissolves, leaving only a quiet, inclusive awareness. The stranger, acknowledged, stops knocking frantically. It might still sit in the corner, but it's quiet now, contained. No longer a disruption, but simply part of the peaceful landscape of your inner night. So tonight, as the fragments emerge in the quiet, don't fight, don't flee. Open the inner door, just a crack. See the stranger. Not as an enemy, but as a weary, misunderstood part of you, finally coming home. Name its bundles gently. Ah, worry. Ah, memory. Ah, dread. Offer it a quiet corner by your inner hearth. Sit. Rest. You are seen. Feel the struggle cease. Feel the energy soften. Feel the profound calm of no longer being at war. Within yourself. The fragments settle. The stranger rests. The hearth glows softly. And the vast welcoming dark embraces all of you into a deep and finally peaceful silence. And as that inner ceasefire settles, a profound stillness descends, deeper than any before. It's not emptiness, but a luminous fullness. Within this stillness, a final, almost imperceptible shift occurs. Not something you do, but something you finally allow. Chapter 5. The Silent Permission, where sleep becomes the universe. Breathing. You've done the breathing, met the guardian, released the stones, befriended the stranger. The body is liquid, the mind is still. Yet, there's a threshold, a gossamer veil between this profound calm and the final surrender into unknowing. We hover there, sometimes for agonizing minutes. A subtle tension remains, the last vestige of the I, the watcher, the one who's been doing all this, clinging to the riverbank even as the current beckons. We whisper, "Okay, sleep now," as if it's a command we must enforce. But what if the deepest magic isn't in the doing, but in the undoing? What if the final key isn't effort, but the silent, sacred act of granting permission to disappear, to trust so utterly that the universe will hold your absence? Cling to the shore, and sleep remains a conscious imitation. Utter the silent yes, and feel how you don't fall asleep. You are breathed out by the world itself, dissolving into the stardust from which you came. Feel the profound stillness now, a lake of liquid obsidian, perfectly smooth, reflecting nothing but the infinite dark above. No ripples of thought, no currents of worry, just stillness, deep, resonant, complete. Your body is not a separate thing. It's an extension of the bed, the air, the quiet room. Your breath is barely a whisper, a shared rhythm with the sleeping world. This is the shore, the edge of the known. Ahead lies the soft, warm dark of complete unknowing. Sleep. But there's a hesitation, isn't there? Faint, almost imperceptible. A tiny hook of awareness remains anchored here, observing the stillness. This is peaceful. Am I asleep yet? I should be asleep now. This observer, this final tenacious sense of I, is the last barrier. It's not an enemy. It's the vigilant sentry of your waking self, reluctant to stand down. It whispers, if I let go completely, who will I be? What will happen? What if I don't come back? Absurd fears in the light of day, but potent here on the threshold. This clinging isn't conscious will, it's primal biology, the ancient fear of annihilation. We mistake letting go of control for ceasing to exist. The final act isn't trying to sleep, it's allowing the I to dissolve. It's granting silent permission to the universe. You may breathe me now. Imagine this. The stillness isn't empty, it's intelligent, aware, a vast, loving presence. The same presence that was the guardian, the same resonance that hums through the abyss, the same intelligence that spins galaxies and guides the swallow south. This presence isn't outside you, you are within it, like a fish within the ocean. The fish doesn't try to be wet, it simply is the ocean, moving. Feel that presence now, the vast, warm, intelligent dark around you, within you. It breathes. Its inhalation is the gentle drawing in of all creation. Its exhalation is the release, the letting go. Now, sense that tiny observing I, the little hook of self-awareness clinging to the shore of wakefulness. Don't fight it. Don't force it. Simply soften around it, like a clenched fist very slowly, finger by finger, opening. Feel the space around that I expanding. Feel the vast presence, waiting, patient, loving. And then, offer the silent permission, not with words, but with a profound internal yielding, a releasing of the hook, a whisper in the soul, yes, I trust. You may breathe me out now. Imagine that vast, intelligent presence, breathing in, and as it does, feel your awareness, that tiny I being gently, effortlessly drawn into the current, not dragged, but invited. And then, the exhalation, feel the universe breathe out, and your awareness simply dissolves, like a drop of ink in warm water, spreading, thinning, becoming indistinguishable from the vast, dark ocean that holds it. You don't lose consciousness. You return to it, to the fundamental consciousness that existed before you began, and will continue after you end. The I isn't destroyed. It's gently relinquished, like a child letting go of a parent's hand in a safe, familiar garden, knowing it is still held, still loved, still part of the whole. This is the silent permission, the ultimate surrender, not into nothingness, but into everythingness. It's the final stone dropping, not onto hard ground, but into the infinite sea. The peace gained is cosmic, the profound relief of no longer needing to hold the construct of self together. It's the peace of the wave realizing it is the ocean. Without this permission, we sleep shallowly, the observer still faintly vigilant, like a lighthouse keeper nodding off at his post. We wake feeling like we monitored the night, rather than lived it. We miss the true restoration, the cellular rewriting that happens only in the utter surrender of the deep, dreamless waves. So tonight, feel the stillness, feel the vast presence, feel the tiny hook of I, and soften, soften. Offer the silent whisper, yes. Feel the universe breathe in, drawing you gently into the stream. Feel the universe breathe out, and let your awareness simply dissolve, spread, thin, like smoke on a still night, merging with the warm, boundless, intelligent, dark. No you, just breath, just being, breathed out into the starlit ocean of nothing and everything, home, at Last, Chapter 6, The Symphony in Your Fingertips. How unclenching your hands unlocks the night. Imagine, just for a moment, the last time you truly felt safe, not just comfortable, but wrapped in a profound, bone-deep certainty that all was well. Can you recall the texture of that feeling? The softness of the air around you? Now, consider this. What if that safety wasn't just a memory or a rare gift, but a forgotten language your body still speaks? A language whispered not with words, but with the quiet architecture of your own hands. Most drift into the night carrying miniature fortresses in their palms, tiny citadels of tension, built brick by unconscious brick throughout the day. The grip on a steering wheel, the clutch of a phone, the subtle clench when a thought pricks too sharply. We barely notice these tiny holdings. They feel normal, just the background hum of being alive. But here lies the hidden toll, the quiet FOMO. While you sleep, your body remains subtly vigilant, mistaking the fortress for necessity. It whispers to your nervous system, even in dreams, guard, hold, defend. And so, the deepest currents of restoration, the kind that rewires worry, that dissolves the residue of hours, remain just out of reach. What ancient ease are you denying yourself by carrying these tiny stones into the dark? Let me paint you a different picture. Think of a sleeping child, not restless, but surrendered. See the utter looseness of their small hands, fingers slightly curled, yes, but soft as fallen petals. There is no agenda there, no hidden fist. It's a pure state of trust, written in flesh and bone. This isn't childishness. It's a biological wisdom we unlearn. Our ancestors, under vast, star-splattered skies, knew this unclenching. It wasn't passive. It was an active surrender to the cradle of the earth, a signal to the deepest parts of the brain. The watch is over. The tribe is safe. The fire burns low. Rest now. That signal bypasses the chattering mind, speaking directly to the ancient core where fear and vigilance reside. Without this nightly signal, this deliberate softening, we remain partially on guard, like a sentry dozing at his post, forever missing the true deep communion of rest. So tonight, as the world outside hushes, turn your attention inwards, not to your racing thoughts, but to the very edges of you, to your hands. Begin with the dominant one, the one that writes, that reaches, that grasps. Feel its weight resting on the sheet, or curled softly near your heart. Don't force it open. That's just another form of tension. Instead, invite it. Whisper to the muscles, the tendons, the fine network of nerves humming beneath the skin. Imagine each finger as a separate creature, weary from a long journey, finally coming home to warmth. Feel the subtle heat radiating from your palm, like a small sun held captive. Now very slowly, as if exhaling through your skin, invite each finger to release its microscopic hold. Let the thumb drift slightly away from the side of the hand. Let the space between the knuckles grow infinitesimally wider. Feel the palm soften, deepening its natural cup, like sand accepting the gentle press of a wave. It's not about becoming limp, but about returning to a state of poised neutrality, a readiness that requires no effort, like a leaf resting on still water. Notice the cascade. As the fortress in your hand dissolves, a subtle wave of release travels inward, up the wrist, a softening, into the forearm, a gentle letting go. It whispers to the elbow, the shoulder, a quiet signal traveling the ancient pathways back to the heart center, back to the base of the skull. It is safe. You can stand down. Feel the breath deepen of its own accord, as if the lungs have found more room. This isn't magic, though it feels like it. It's physiology responding to an age-old code. The clenched hand signals threat. The open, soft hand signals sanctuary. By consciously reclaiming this posture of deep trust, you bypass the noisy mind and speak directly to the primal brain. You tell it the watch is truly over. You disarm the hidden sentry. Think of it as releasing trapped birds from your palms, tiny, anxious sparrows you didn't even know you were holding. Feel them lift one by one, leaving only warmth and a profound lightness behind. This is the forgotten ritual, not a technique, but a homecoming. The unclenching isn't just physical. It's the first word in a silent, nightly prayer of surrender. It says, I release the need to hold it all together. I trust the darkness. I trust the unseen cradle. This is the deep, somatic wisdom your ancestors carried into sleep under the watching stars. This is the secret symphony, played not on instruments, but on the quiet strings of your own relaxed being. Let the fortress fall, finger by finger. Feel the night rush in, not as an intruder, but as a balm. The symphony begins in your fingertips and resonates through every sleeping cell. Let go, and listen to the profound silence that follows. That silence is the sound of deep restoration beginning. Chapter 7. The Silent Permission, where sleep becomes the universe breathing. You know the feeling, that frustrating limbo, the body heavy as stone, the mind flickering like a dying candle. Yet sleep remains just beyond the curtain. You lie there, willing it. Please, come, now. And with every urgent plea, the doorway seems to shrink. The curtain thickens. What if the very act of wanting sleep, truly, desperately wanting it, is the hidden wall keeping you from its embrace? What ancient surrender have we forgotten in our modern grasp for control? Picture a river meeting the sea. Does the river try to become the ocean? Does it strain against its banks, demanding entry? No, it simply flows. It surrenders its distinct current to the vastness. There's a moment, subtle and profound, where the river ceases efforting to join the sea and simply allows the sea to absorb it. It gives up its separate striving. This is the silent permission, the state where effort dissolves into allowing, where you stop trying to make sleep happen and instead become porous enough for sleep to happen through you, like the river yielding to the ocean's pull. Without this yielding, without this quiet cessation of the grasping I, we remain separate. We remain the river fighting the tide, exhausting itself against the inevitable. What deep oceanic rest do we deny ourselves by clinging to the banks of our own striving? We live in a world obsessed with doing, achieving, controlling. We carry this relentless energy right to the edge of the bed. We treat sleep like another task to conquer, another state to achieve. We set timers, track cycles, analyze quality. We bring the boardroom into the bedroom. But sleep, true, deep, nourishing sleep, is the absolute antithesis of control. It is the ultimate act of surrender. It is the ego's nightly dissolution. To step into its depths requires not a command, but a relinquishment. A silent, inner yes whispered not from the mind that wants, but from the being that simply is. It's the permission slip signed with the ink of trust. I cease my striving. I yield. This isn't passivity. It's profound alignment with a natural law. The tide will come. The wave of sleep will rise. Your only task is to stop paddling against it, to soften the banks, to become the welcoming estuary, not the dam. So tonight, when you feel that familiar tension, that subtle wrestling for unconsciousness, Shift your focus. Don't chase sleep. Don't plead with it. Instead, turn your awareness to the space around the wanting, to the quiet hum of the room, to the gentle weight of your body sinking into the support beneath you. Feel the rise and fall of your breath, not controlling it, just observing its natural tide. Notice how the air feels cool entering, slightly warmer leaving. Now, imagine your sense of self, the you that is trying so hard to sleep, beginning to soften at the edges, like sugar dissolving in warm tea. Feel the boundaries blur. Where does your body end and the sheet begin? Where does the sound of your breath end and the quiet of the room begin? Allow a sense of merging. You are not a separate entity trying to sleep in a bed. You are part of a larger field of stillness. The bed holds you. The air moves through you. The darkness cradles you. You are within the night, not separate from it. This is the silent permission. It's whispering, I am not the doer here. It's releasing the tight fist of identity, just for these hours. It's allowing the intelligence that grows your hair, beats your heart, and digests your food. The vast, unconscious intelligence of life itself, to take over the watch. Trust that this intelligence knows how to sleep. It knows how to restore. Your frantic conscious mind is merely a guest in this grand process, a guest who needs to stop trying to run the household. So, breathe, soften, dissolve. Don't try to sleep. Allow sleep to breathe you. Feel the universe in this quiet moment, inhaling you into its own deep, star-strewn rest. The river stops fighting. The banks dissolve. Only the vast, welcoming sea remains. Give the silent permission, and let the night take you home. Feel that softening, that yielding, like sand finally releasing its shape to the tide. It leaves you lighter, doesn't it? Almost empty, but not an emptiness of loss, an emptiness of readiness, a vessel cleared. Now, imagine what ancient song might begin to echo within that spaciousness. A song not heard with ears, but felt in the hollow places between breaths. A song your bones remember. Chapter 8. The Forgotten Door in Your Breath. Meeting the Guardian of Lost Rhythms. You've counted sheep. You've chased silence. You've begged your mind to still. Yet sleep remains a distant shore. What if the secret wasn't in the stopping of thought, but in the rediscovery of a rhythm so ancient it predates thought itself? A rhythm hidden not in complex techniques, but in the simple, sacred geometry of your own breath. A doorway. You pass through 10,000 times a day without ever noticing its frame. Imagine this. Every breath you take is a tide, not just air moving in and out, but a subtle, lunar pull within your very cells. Most of us breathe like city dwellers walking through a cathedral, distracted, hurried, utterly blind to the vaulted ceilings above. We sip air like stale coffee, unaware of the oceanic depth waiting just beneath the shallow surface. Here's the haunting truth you've been spared. Civilizations rose and fell by this rhythm. Warriors found courage in it. Lovers found eternity in the pause between breaths. And you? You've been given this cosmic metronome and left it unused in the dark. What ancestral lullaby have you forgotten in the rush? Let me guide you somewhere deeper, far past the counting, far past the deliberate slowing, to a place where breath isn't controlled, but witnessed. Picture the breath as a shy, wild creature, a deer at the forest edge. If you lunge for it, command it, it vanishes. But if you sit very still, if you soften your gaze and simply allow, it steps forward. It reveals its true nature, not as a tool, but as a bridge. a bridge between the world of doing and the realm of pure being. Your ancestors knew this. When they lay on hides under cold stars, they didn't practice breathing. They listened to it. They felt it as the earth's own pulse echoing in their chest. That connection wasn't poetry. It was survival. It signaled safety to the deepest, most fearful parts of the brain. All is well. You belong. The universe breathes with you. Tonight, become the witness. Lie back, not as a commander of breath, but as its humble student. Feel the air enter, cool, slight, almost shy. Notice where it wants to go. Does it pool softly in your belly, like warm water filling a clay vessel? Or does it rise higher, brushing the underside of your ribs? Don't judge. Don't direct. Just follow. Trace its path like a child following a firefly's glow in the dark. Now, find the pause, that tiny, almost imperceptible stillness at the end of the exhale. That's the threshold, the forgotten door. In that silent hinge between breaths, time softens. The mind's chatter dims. Something older stirs. It's the guardian, not a monster, but a keeper of your primordial calm. It waits in that pause, not to frighten, but to offer a key. The key to rhythms older than clocks, older than worry. Breathe out and linger in the stillness after. Don't rush to fill the space. Let the emptiness be. Feel how the whole universe seems to hold its breath with you. In that suspension, a deeper intelligence takes over. The guardian whispers, "Stop running. The rhythm is already within you. It never left." Then, like a gift, the inhale comes, not forced but received, a wave returning to shore. This is the lost art, not breathing for sleep, but letting sleep rise from the breath. Feel the rhythm widen like ripples on a moonlit pond. Your belly, your ribs, your collarbones, all gently rocked by this internal tide. This is how the ancients dissolved fear, how they touched the eternal in a single breath. Your body remembers. It's been waiting for you to listen, to stop counting, and start coming home. The door isn't locked. It never was. You just forgot how to turn the handle, a handle made of silence, shaped like surrender. Chapter 9. The stranger who shares your skin. The nightly ritual of befriending your shadow self. Think of the last time you truly startled yourself. A burst of anger from nowhere, a wave of sorrow with no clear cause. We dismiss these as bad days or stress. But what if they weren't flaws? What if they were messages, sent not by a stranger, but by the most intimate, exiled part of yourself? The part that walks with you into the dark, shares your skin, and knows your name, yet remains utterly unknown. The shadow self. And here's the secret they never taught you. This stranger isn't your enemy. It's the keeper of your deepest sleep. We spend our days polishing masks, the competent one, the cheerful one, the one who has it all figured out. We tuck away the messy, hungry, fearful fragments, the parts that don't fit the story we tell the world. But night comes, the masks slip, and in the quiet, those exiled pieces stir. They rattle the gates. We call this restlessness. We call it insomnia. We fight it like an invader. But what if it's an invitation, a plea from the banished fragments of your own soul saying, "Acknowledge me, I am also you." The terrifying FOMO that by locking these pieces away, you fractured your wholeness. And sleep, true sleep, requires wholeness. You cannot rest while part of you is pounding on the door from the inside. Tonight, instead of turning away, turn toward the stranger, not in fear, but in curiosity, like meeting a mysterious traveler at a crossroads in a dream. Lie still, Feel the weight of the darkness, not as emptiness, but as velvet cloth. Now invite the shadow. Whisper inwardly, "Who are you tonight? What do you carry?" Don't demand answers, just open the door a crack. Feel what arises. Maybe it's a tightness in your chest, not as pain, but as a clenched fist holding something precious. Maybe it's a flicker of an old shame, warm and heavy like a stone from a riverbed. Don't analyze it. Don't fix it. Just be with it. Offer it space, like you'd offer a chair to a weary guest. Ah, you're here. Sit. You don't need to explain. This is the ritual. Radical hospitality for the unwanted parts of you. See how the tightness softens slightly when met with kindness? How the shame stone warms, losing its sharp edges. This shadow isn't evil. It's wounded, hungry for recognition. It holds the grief you couldn't weep, the rage you couldn't voice, the wildness you caged to be loved. By welcoming it, you're not feeding a monster. You're reclaiming lost territory of your soul. You're saying, "This too belongs. This too is me." And in that belonging, a profound integration occurs. The war within ceases. The sentry at the gate lays down its weapon. Feel the shift. The restless energy that felt like buzzing wires begins to hum, then soften, then dissolve into a deep, liquid calm. This is the shadow's gift. Not chaos, but wholeness. The stranger wasn't a threat. It was the missing piece of your peace. When all parts of you are welcomed, the body sighs, the mind unclenches. Sleep becomes not an escape, but a homecoming, a reunion with your entire unfragmented self. The darkness isn't empty. It's full of you, all of you. Finally, held. That release, that profound unburdening, it leaves you almost weightless, doesn't it? Like a leaf finally detaching from the branch, trusting the wind. Now imagine what could fill that spaciousness within you. Not thoughts, not worries, but something purer. Something like moonlight finding an empty cup, ready to be poured into. Chapter 10. The Weightless Stone. Why your deepest sleep hinges on surrendering. What you never knew you held, consider the heaviness you carry into bed. Not the physical weight, but the invisible one. The unresolved conversation, the unpaid bill, the nagging sense of not enough. We call it stress. We treat it as inevitable. But what if this weight isn't just mental? What if it has a shape in your nervous system? A cold, smooth stone lodged deep in your belly, or your chest, or your throat. And what if the key to floating into sleep isn't adding techniques, but finally, gently, letting this stone go? You've tried to outthink it, to meditate it away, to breathe around it. Yet it remains, a silent anchor, tethering you to the day's wreckage. Here's the forbidden insight. This stone isn't yours. Not really. You picked it up somewhere. A harsh word absorbed as truth. A fear inherited like an old coat. A responsibility that was never yours to carry. You've clutched it so long, its edges feel like part of your bones. The tragedy? You don't even feel its weight anymore. Until you lie down. Until the world goes quiet. Then it whispers, "Remember me? I'm why you can't rest." The FOMO is visceral. While others dive into deep, restorative waters, you're held in the shallows, weighed down by a stone you don't remember choosing. Tonight, we don't fight the stone. We befriend it. We thank it and release it. Begin by finding it. Close your eyes. Scan inward, slowly, like a soft light moving through fog. Where does the energy feel dense? Stuck? Cool? Don't judge the location. Your throat? Your solar plexus? The pit of your stomach? That's the stone's resting place. Now imagine its texture. Is it rough like granite? Smooth like river rock? Cold like marble? Give it form. This isn't giving it power. It's taking away its invisibility. Ah, there you are. Now, the ritual. Place your hand gently over that spot. Warmth radiates from your palm, not to melt the stone, but to acknowledge it. Whisper inwardly. You've done your job. You held the worry, the hurt, the fear. You kept me alert. Thank you. But the watch is over now. I release you. Feel no rush, no force. Simply an invitation for the stone to dissolve. Imagine it softening at the edges, like ice under warm rain, turning lighter, porous, until it's no longer stone but dandelion fluff, or mist, or starlight. And then, release. Not throwing, but opening your inner hand. You are free. I am free. Feel the space where the stone sat, not an emptiness, but an expansion. A lightness so profound it might feel like floating. This is the space sleep needs to flood in, unobstructed, clear, deep. You weren't broken. You were burdened. By surrendering a weight you never consented to carry, you restore your natural buoyancy. Your body remembers this weightlessness. It's the feeling of trust, before the world taught you to clutch stones. It's how you slept as a child. Not because life was perfect, but because you hadn't yet learned to pocket its heaviness. The stone wasn't your enemy. It was a misplaced act of loyalty, to pain, to worry, to an old story. By releasing it, you reclaim your birthright, to rest unanchored, to drift on the calm, dark sea of the night. Feel the current take you now, not sinking but rising, lighter than air, held by nothing but your own surrendered grace. This is the secret. Deep sleep isn't something you find. It's what finds you, when you finally put down the invisible stones. Chapter 11. The Silent Language. Your pillow has been trying to teach you all along. Have you ever wondered what secrets your pillow holds in the hollows where your head rests? Not the stains of tears or the imprint of dreams, but the silent, urgent language it's been whispering into the darkness while you lie awake, fighting a war your body has already surrendered. There's a forgotten dialect here, older than counting sheep, kinder than any sleeping pill. It speaks in sighs and sinking depths, and ignoring it. That's why so many wander the night feeling strangely homeless, in their own skin, in their own bed. Lean in close. Tonight we learn to listen. Imagine your pillow isn't just foam or feathers, but a patient, ancient scribe. It records not with ink, but with pressure. Every tense muscle in your neck, every frantic thought ricocheting behind your temples, every shallow breath snatched from the air. It presses these stories into its yielding surface. It knows the subtle arch of your spine when worry sits heavy on your chest. It feels the frantic flutter of your eyelids, pretending to be closed. It's a witness to the silent performance of wakefulness you enact, night after night. The language it speaks isn't one of words, but of surrender. It's the dialect of weight, true, deep weight. Not the leaden burden of the day you carry, but the gentle, irresistible pull of the earth itself, calling you back. It whispers through the slow melting of muscle into support. It speaks through the profound quiet that arrives when your jaw finally unclenches. Not by force, but by a slow, forgotten exhale that seems to originate somewhere near your soul. This release isn't passive. It's an active allowing. A permission slip, signed in the dark, granting your bones permission to dissolve just a little into the embrace beneath you. Think of a stone smoothed by a river. The water doesn't fight the stone. It simply flows around it, over it, with infinite patience and persistence. Over time, the stone's sharp edges soften. Its resistance yields not to force, but to the gentle, ceaseless invitation of the current. Your pillow is that river. Your tense body is the stone. The language it speaks is the current. A soft, persistent urging. Let go. Be carried. You don't have to hold yourself up here. I am holding you. We've forgotten how to feel held. We brace. We anticipate. We armor ourselves against the day, even as we lay down its weapons. The pillow's silent lesson is one of radical, vulnerable trust. To truly rest your head isn't just a physical act. It's an emotional one. It's releasing the vigilance that scans the darkness for threats only the mind can see. It's trusting that this small square of softness is enough. Enough sanctuary, enough support, enough love, even for this one aching head. Tonight, don't just put your head down. Give it. Surrender its weight like a precious, fragile offering to the waiting stillness. Feel the pillow receive it. Feel it molding, accepting, whispering back its ancient promise of support. Notice the subtle sigh that escapes you when you truly let the bones of your skull sink, not just onto the surface, but into the yielding depths. That sigh is the first word you speak back in its language. The word is yes. Listen, beneath the chatter, beneath the worrying thoughts, beneath the remembered slights and tomorrow's worries. There's a quieter sound, the sound of fabric yielding, the sound of feathers shifting to cradle a curve, the sound of utter, unremarkable, perfect support. That's the language. That's the secret. Your pillow has been fluent all along. Tonight, let it teach you its gentle, weightless tongue. Let it translate your tension into peace, one surrendered sigh at a time. The deepest sleep begins not when you find the right position, but when you finally understand. You are held, truly held. Listen and melt. And as you begin to understand this silent conversation with the night, another presence makes itself known. Not beneath you, but within you. A rhythm as old as tides, as close as your next breath, waiting to guide you even deeper. Chapter 12, The Lullaby. You stopped singing to yourself. Think back to the very edge of memory, before words fully formed, before the world felt sharp. Do you remember the sound? Not a song sung to you, though that was sweet, but the sound that came from you, that soft, wordless hum in the crib, the contented sigh in the bath, the low, steady drone that bubbled up when you felt utterly safe, utterly held, utterly home within your own skin. Where did that sound go? We traded it for words, for thoughts, for silence that isn't quiet, but hollow. What if the deepest sleep isn't found in silence at all, but in reclaiming that forgotten vibration, that primal lullaby your bones still ache to sing? Ignore this inner music, and you sleep on the surface. Remember the tune, and drop into the resonant heart of rest. Lie still. Feel the silence of the room. It's not truly silent, is it? There's the faint rush of blood in your ears, the sigh of the house settling, maybe distant traffic. But beneath that, feel a different kind of silence, a waiting silence. It's listening. It's listening for you, for the sound you stopped making. Place your fingertips lightly on your throat. Feel the subtle warmth, the pulse beneath the skin. This is the instrument, the sacred resonator. It's been waiting too, not for a performance, not for a song with lyrics, but for a hum. A simple, wordless vibration. Part your lips, just slightly. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Feel it fill you, cool and calm. Now, as you exhale, Let the breath flow out through your open lips, and simply allow a sound. Don't force it. Don't shape it. Don't judge it. Just let the vibration happen. A soft, low, Feel it? Not just in your ears, but in your throat, beneath your fingertips. A gentle buzzing, a purring, like a contented cat curled deep within your chest. This isn't singing. This is sounding. It's the voice returning to its original purpose, not to communicate ideas, but to resonate being. Do it again. Inhale slowly. Exhale. Let it be low. Let it be rough or smooth. Perfectly imperfect. Notice how the vibration spreads downward into your chest. Feel it massaging your heart from the inside. A soft internal rocking. Upward into your jaw, your temples. Feel the subtle tension there beginning to melt. Not by your command, but by the gentle insistence of the hum. This vibration, this primal hum, is the forgotten lullaby. It's the sound safety makes. It's the frequency of the womb, the drone of ancient campfires under star-drenched skies. It's the sound your body remembers when all threats are gone and the only thing left to do is exist, resonantly. Imagine this hum isn't just sound, but light, a soft, golden light generated in the core of your chest. With each the light pulses outward like ripples on a pond at midnight. It washes through your organs, your muscles, your bones. It reaches the very marrow. Feel it in your spine, that central pillar. Imagine each vertebra is a hollow bone, an ancient flute. Your hum travels down this sacred column, setting each bone flute softly vibrating. The vibration sings down to your tailbone, that root anchoring you to the earth. It whispers to the roots you grew earlier. I am here. I am safe. I am sound. Now, bring your awareness to your belly, soft, vulnerable. Place a hand there, lightly. Inhale. Fill your belly with breath. Exhale. Direct the vibration down into your hand. Feel the gentle buzz against your palm. That's the lullaby reaching your center, the place of gut feelings, the place where anxiety often coils tight. The vibration, the golden light, it uncurls the coil, not by force, but by warmth, by gentle, persistent resonance. It says to the knot, you can relax now. The song has come home. The sound doesn't push thoughts away. It transforms them. That nagging worry, hum into it. Feel the worry's sharp edges begin to blur, softened by the golden vibration. It becomes less a thought, more a shape, then a color, then just a faint shimmer in the resonant field of your being, dissolving. This hum is a bridge back to the self you were, before the world told you to be quiet, before you learned that making sound alone was strange, unnecessary, before you traded the hum for the grind of teeth in the night. Let the sound find its own rhythm, not tied to your breath perfectly. Sometimes a long drone on the exhale, sometimes shorter pulses. Like sonar pings in the deep ocean of yourself, listening for the echo of peace. Feel the resonance spreading beyond your body now, into the pillow beneath your head. The pillow begins to hum back, subtly, a sympathetic vibration. The sheets absorb the sound, humming softly against your skin. The air in the room thickens, not with silence, but with a palpable field of quiet resonance. You are not just making sound. You are charging the sanctuary with the frequency of safety. This is the lullaby you stopped singing, not because you forgot the notes, but because you stopped believing in the necessity of comforting yourself. You outsourced calm to pills, to podcasts, to silence that rings hollow. The hum requires nothing but your own breath,
and your willingness to vibrate. It's the most democratic magic, the most ancient technology. It bypasses the thinking mind entirely and speaks directly to the lizard brain, the mammal brain, the primal core that only understands vibration, safety, safety, rest. Feel your jaw now, heavy, loose. The hum has unclenched it. Your tongue rests soft in your mouth. Your eyes, heavy, not with exhaustion, but with the soft weight of resonant peace. The golden light pulses slower. The hum deepens.
You might notice a different sound emerging, not from your throat, but from deeper. A silent hum, a vibration that continues, even when your vocal cords rest. This is the echo of your lullaby, within the silent cathedral of your bones. Your skeleton is singing now, holding the tune. The marrow remembers. You don't need to keep humming aloud. The bridge is rebuilt. The frequency is established. Your body has remembered the tune. It will sing it internally now, a subsonic lullaby that rocks your cells, that sways your nervous system like a hammock in a slow, warm breeze. The sound you make or don't make is no longer the point. The resonance is the deep internal thrum of safety, the golden light bathing your inner landscape, the feeling that every cell, every atom is gently vibrating in harmony, a chorus of one. This is the lullaby rediscovered, not a melody from childhood, but the fundamental vibration of your childhood essence, the sound of pure, uncomplicated being, the sound of the soul settling into its own perfect frequency. The worries haven't vanished. They've been tuned, transposed into a softer key. The exhaustion hasn't disappeared. It's finally being answered by a resonance deep enough to hold it. You remembered the tune, not with your mind, but with your body, with your breath, with your willingness to vibrate in the dark. The silence of the room is different now. It's no longer waiting. It's resonating, filled with the afterglow of your hum. The golden light pulses softly within you. Your bones hum their ancient song. This is not sleep approaching. This is the resonant field of sleep. You haven't drifted off. You've tuned in to the fundamental frequency of rest. Let the vibration carry you down, past the need for sound, into the deep, silent core of the hum itself, where the golden light glows warm and constant, where your skeleton's song merges with the slow, sure pulse of the planet. The lullaby wasn't lost. It was sleeping. You just had to hum to wake it up. Now rest in the resonance of your own, perfectly remembered peace. Chapter 13. The Gravity of Sheets. Why feeling heavy is the secret to feeling light. You carry it all day, don't you? That invisible rucksack, the weight of decisions, the press of expectations, the dense, stubborn knots of worry cinched tight around your shoulders. You climb into bed hoping to shed it, only to find it's climbed in with you. It pins you to the mattress like a butterfly under glass. What if the very thing you fight, this crushing heaviness, is actually the secret doorway? What if your exhaustion isn't from the weight, but from the desperate, unseen effort of resisting it? Tonight, we learn the sacred art of falling, not asleep, into gravity, into the earth's oldest, kindest embrace. Ignore this surrender, and you remain pinned. Embrace it, and feel the impossible lightness beneath the weight. Lie still. Feel the mattress beneath you, not just its surface, but its depth. Imagine it isn't foam or springs, but dark, rich, loamy earth, warm, patient, utterly accepting. It's been waiting all day for you to return, not to stand upon it, conquering, but to yield to it, to trust it. Now bring your awareness to your right foot, just your right foot. Notice the weight of it, not as a burden, but as a gift, a generous offering of mass and bone and muscle. Feel the exact point where your heel presses into the sheet. Feel the fabric yielding beneath it. That yielding is a conversation. Your heel says, "Here is my weight." The sheet, the mattress, the waiting earth beneath whisper back, "We receive it." Don't try to make your foot heavier. Simply notice its existing, beautiful heaviness. Feel the delicious pull of gravity on every cell. Imagine tiny roots, soft and white as moonlight, beginning to unfurl from your heel. Not piercing, but sighing down into the welcoming darkness of the mattress earth. Feel the gentle tension in your ankle, your calf, begin to soften. Not because you forced it, but because the roots are anchoring you. They whisper, "You are held. You can let go here." Move now, slowly, to your left foot. Same awareness. Its inherent, perfect weight. The pressure through the arch. The subtle indent in the mattress earth. More roots sighing down. Feel the symmetry? 2 anchors now, grounding you. The frantic energy that hummed in your legs all day, the urge to run, to pace, to flee, it meets the roots. It has nowhere to go but down, into the dark, into silence. Travel up to your right thigh, a dense column of muscle and bone, heavy, substantial. Good. Feel its full weight sinking into the mattress earth. Imagine it's not a limb, but a smooth river stone, warmed by the sun, finally laid down in the soft bed of a stream. The water isn't fighting the stone. It's welcoming it, cradling it, singing to it of stillness. Feel your thigh becoming that stone, heavy, solid, utterly at peace in its sinking. Let the roots creep up from your foot, winding gently around this stone thigh, tethering it deeper into rest. Now your left thigh, same river stone, same warm weight, same slow, inevitable sinking. Notice any tiny tremors, any residual buzz of motion trapped in the muscle? That's the ghost of resistance, the echo of standing. Whisper to it, "You can stop now. The standing is done. Let the earth hold you." Feel the ghost sigh and dissolve. The stone sinks deeper. Bring your awareness to your pelvis, the bowl that holds your center. Feel its profound weight. This is the anchor of anchors. Imagine a silken pouch filled with warm, heavy sand, nestled perfectly into a hollow sculpted just for it in the mattress earth. As you exhale, feel the sand within the pouch settling, shifting, finding its most comfortable, most grounded position. The roots from your legs rise, weaving around this central anchor, binding you not with ropes, but with strands of pure, liquid rest. Up further, your belly, soft, vulnerable, often armored tight against the world. Feel its gentle curve resting against the sheet. Don't suck it in. Don't tense. Let it be heavy. Let it be soft. Imagine it's a warm, sleeping cat curled there. Feel its rhythmic rise and fall, independent of your breath. Just the slow purr of pure mass relaxing. Gravity loves this softness. It pulls the cat deeper into the curve of the mattress earth. Feel the armor cracking, not by force, but by the sheer gentle insistence of being held. Now your chest, the cage of breath and heartbeat. Feel the weight of your ribs, the sternum, the shoulder blades pressing down, heavy, like weathered planks of driftwood, washed ashore after a long journey. The tide has receded. The struggle is over. The sand accepts them, holds them, says, "Rest here. Your journey is done for tonight." Feel the space opening inside the cage as the weight settles outward. Room for breath to flow deeper. Room for the heart to beat without urgency. Your shoulders. Ah, the citadels of tension. the places where the invisible rucksack digs in. Feel their weight, substantial, real. Imagine they aren't joints and sinew, but two smooth, cold iron cannonballs, forged for battle. But the battle is over. The night has declared a truce. Feel their impossible density. Now imagine the mattress earth isn't just beneath you, but around you, like warm, black water. Feel the cannonballs sinking into this welcoming water, not with a splash, but with a soft, dark glug. Deeper, deeper, pulled down by their own noble weight. The water accepts them, cools them, silences their readiness for war. Feel the cords in your neck releasing as the cannonballs sink, not because you relaxed them, but because the weight itself is finally being fully received. Your arms, heavy branches after the harvest, sap slowing, life retreating into the core. Feel the full length of them, from the sinking cannonballs of your shoulders to the rooted anchors of your hands. Let gravity pull every muscle strand, every bone. Feel the delicious drag in your elbows, the surrender in your wrists, your hands, perhaps resting on your belly or by your sides. Feel them as final offerings of weight, warm stones, giving themselves completely to the pull. Now, your head, the crown, the thinker, the weigher of worlds. Feel its solid weight on the pillow, not light, not floating. Heavy, a smooth river-worn boulder. The pillow is the soft moss at the water's edge, accepting it perfectly. Imagine roots, thick and quiet, growing from the base of your skull, down through the pillow, deep into the mattress earth, anchoring the very seat of your thoughts. Feel the boulder sinking, the chatter, the planning, the replaying. It meets the moss. It meets the roots. It has no choice but to slow, to quiet, to be absorbed into the patient, wordless dark. Scan your whole body now. Don't think of it as a collection of parts, but as one single generous mass. A mountain surrendering to erosion. A statue carved not for standing, but for lying in state. Feel the total weight, the profound, yielding drag of you against the receptive earth. This isn't collapse, it's devotion, an act of absolute trust. You are giving your weight, your very substance to the earth, and she receives it, wholly, completely, without judgment. She whispers back through the sheets, through the mattress. I have you, all of you. You do not need to hold yourself up, not here, not now. I am holding you. Feel the paradox? The heavier you feel, the lighter you become. You became generously, gloriously heavy. And in that surrender, feel it? The lightness isn't above you. It's beneath you. It's the buoyancy of being perfectly supported. It's the spaciousness that opens when tension finally, fully dissolves. You are floating, not on air, but on an ocean of perfect, effortless support, held by gravity, cradled by the earth. The mountain settles, the statue rests, the stone sinks, the roots hold. Breathe into the weight. It is your freedom. It is your peace. It is the oldest lullaby, sung by the pull of the planet itself. Let go, not of consciousness, but of resistance. Sink, and know you are caught, you are held, you are home. And as you settle into this profound, earthy embrace, a faint vibration begins within you. Not a sound, but a humming. The forgotten song your bones have been trying to remember all along.